Haven't seen one of these guys in a while. These guys take off when they see you. He's probably about maybe 15 inches head to tail. Pretty cool looking. He knows I'm watching him. Quickie sky check. You can see it's all hazed out in the southwest there. More hazed out. South. Over top's looking pretty blue. Hazed out in the east. So they're out here somewhere. Yeah, now we can see the haze. Trying to push this way. See something going on in the center there. Some haze. You can see this big stripe here. That was from the butt of an airplane. Yeah, they're gonna start working out west. Afternoon time they start working out west like clockwork, because we all know the ice crystals have an easier time forming where the sun is, where it's hotter. So surely heat equates to ice crystals. Heat and ice go together well, but they're having a little problem here over top. You're trying. Another day, same scenario. You got nothing out in the east, and you got the chemtrails laid in the west. Sun is all blocked out. In the morning it's in the east. You can see how it's spreading east. You can see how the clouds are moving west. So pretty consistent pattern. You usually got the clouds moving the natural direction, and this material moves in the direction that they need it to go. So they spray it out west, and then they force it to go east to get coverage. Like Wigginton says, they use the cell towers and the frequencies to scatter the particles. So there's no need for all of these cell towers and antennas everywhere. You can see out here again, totally white mist. When they're pushing it, there's usually a lead, like you'll see here. It's almost like a point it's coming to, Doesn't necessarily move at the same rate. Oh, we got the frequencies out back here. You can see the actual ripples in the sky. Good signature of frequencies. Low airplane flying. So if you look around, you'll see those panel antennas on the cell towers. You look around at your tall buildings, and I got a shopping mall down here, and they got the same antennas on top of these buildings. So even if you don't see a tower, the same antennas are put on tall buildings. So there's really more towers than you even see, antennas in that respect. So still some blue spots, but it's pushing. You can see it's just so wispy. It coagulates in different areas, but it's just a wispy mist. It came out of an airplane. If you think contrails make all of this, you need help. and it only makes it in the west and not the east at this point. You can see out there, you know, this is just one cloud shield, sun shield, solar shield, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, it's like someone took a paintbrush and just swirled it around. But it consistently repeats itself, where in the evenings the clouds are in the west and in the mornings they're in the east. We can see way out there, bottom of the screen in the north, they just have a wall built, it looks like. Very consistent. I've seen a few planes come through here. They haven't been laying any trails, so they're focusing out west. And you can see it's just a different type of cloud type than the natural clouds. There's one way in the back there, down the bottom. You can see he's darker than the other ones. That's repeatable as well. Evening time, you know, you can see the difference in the materials because they reflect light differently. Got one even a little back over the tree there, and it's a little yellowish, grayish. You know, the chemtrails stay very white. Very white. What a coincidence that what they're putting up there is for albedo modification to reflect sunlight, which would mean you want something as white as possible. Cloud brightener. And what a coincidence, they just stay very bright while the natural stuff gets darker. What a coincidence. So, went on Dr. David Keith's blog site, and he's recommending people who think about chemtrails to go to certain websites, including Metabunk and Skeptical Science. And, you know, I went to a few of these sites. I've been to, you know, some of them before. But they're on there talking about alien abductions and debunking, you know, flying saucers and whatnot. So that's who a Harvard scientist is recommending you to go to sites that spend time researching alien abductions. That's who the Harvard scientist is recommending you to go for a scientific deduction of chemtrails, to the same site that's talking about the robot walking in the clouds and debunking, you know, aliens and whatnot and abductions. That's who the scientist sends you to for a scientific deduction. What a joke. So you can see that Keith is in with Metabunk, and, you know, they're all pretty much in cahoots. They recommend each other and, you know, sending shout outs to each other. What a joke. So if you can't see that this isn't a normal cloud and you need Metabunk for that, I don't know what to tell you. Some people are, you know, some of these debunkers are just actually scared. They're too scared to admit what's going on because, you know, it is scary. So they're so scared to admit it that they'll protect this stupid opinion of contrails, you know, daily, just so they don't have to face up to anything. They're probably some of the most scared people out there because they can't even contemplate that something may be going on that's not for their necessary benefit, like it has many times in the past, admittedly. St. Louis and San Francisco, and things have been released into the public without their knowledge, admittedly documented on the news, mainstream news. So to say it wouldn't happen again is just ignorance. So they're so scared to admit it that they got to keep defending their stupid theories and taking you back to 1952 when military planes made contrails. You know, that's great. They weren't talking about solar radiation management in 1952, having weekly geoengineering seminars on it. Now they are. You know, it's like overhearing someone talking about robbing your house, and then, you know, the next day your house gets robbed. You're gonna say, oh, couldn't have been them. You know, I know this guy. I don't think he'd do that. Meanwhile, they were just overheard talking about it, planning it, and seen in the same area of it. But it couldn't be them, you know. He told me he doesn't rob houses, so it couldn't be him. It's just the stupidest bit of ignorance from the debunkers that are more scared than anybody. Well, no one's gonna put on a show for us. Consistent again. right at the edge of the artificial cloud bank they made, there's a plane spraying the edge of it. He's way out there too. But I just watched, 7 planes come through, similar altitude, before this bank moved in, and they had no trails whatsoever. So, let's pan back out here, hopefully. You can see this blue out there. They just moved all of this in. Totally white above now. And the blue is right at the edge of it. You can see right here is the edge of what they moved in, the side edge. And there's a plane spraying right at the edge of the fake storm front on another irregular path. There is no path that, mimics that throughout the day. So it's intelligent, these paths that they choose to spray in these different areas. I mean, you can see this is all just mist that they're maneuvering. They probably sprayed so much out west, it's, just the excess coming back this way. But consistent again.